Alright guys, today we're going to be making some chili con cannibal in inspiration of Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, which is my favorite. But we're going to make some skull bread first. And with that you need a poblano pepper like that one. I have a leftover one from the other night, so I'm going to use it. Sure, you can put oil on these or not. I'm not going to. I'm going to like kind of dry char them. So I'm just going to turn this stove on and then just set it on top of the grates. And just kind of fuck around with it for a while until it gets all charred. Get me a bowl. And if you know me well enough, like you've ever worked with me in a restaurant or a kitchen, you'll know that I absolutely despise saran wrap. Look at that. Aw. So pretty. But yeah, I absolutely despise saran wrap. This shit never gets on those little combs or that little cutter thing, and it always just kind of flies out of the box like that, so I get frustrated and just, you know, just savagely manhandle it. Fuck you. So yeah, while it's still hot, put it in a bowl and cover it up just like that, and then we're gonna let it sit for about 10 or 15 minutes. Goodbye. And now I need some cheese. I got this thing, where did I get this? I think I got it at like Albertsons or something a couple weeks ago. And I have like food processors and all this other crap, but I kind of like this little gadget. It's kind of fun. It makes, I don't know, it makes the grating go by really fast, and I really just like the way it looks when, you know, I grate things like cheese, and you'll see why in a second. Oh, it's so beautiful. I will tell you, it looked a lot better from my view when I was doing this. Okay, now I'm just going to add my ingredients for my bread. I'm going to add 2 cups of flour, 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder, half a teaspoon of baking soda, and 2 tablespoons of white sugar, half a teaspoon of salt, 1/4 cup of whole milk, and 3/4 cup of sour cream, because fat equals flavor. You can use yogurt, like Greek yogurt, if you want to with this. I just like sour cream. I like the way, I like it better. So I also let an egg sit at room temperature, and I only needed 1, so just 1. And melted butter, but since I melted this and it's hot and there's egg in there, it might cook it, so I kind of got it hot enough to where there was still some left in there, and if I stirred it around, it would just kind of continue to melt the rest of it. So I'm gonna let that cool more, and I'm gonna go ahead and add all this delicious cheese. And I had to restrain myself so hard from not eating the bowl. And yeah, so then next, obviously, we're gonna get this fucking pepper out of the bowl here. Get the fuck off of me, saran wrap, Jesus. Yeah, so basically what I'm gonna do, cut the top off, pull out all the seeds and the gizzards, and I'm gonna just end up doing a rustic dice on this, if you will. Just because I like to be surprised with the amount of pepper. Just like a piece of burnt skin, though. And you guys get to see a magic trick. Look at that. Whole new knife. That other one was really getting on my nerves. So I was like, no, this was good for making the little slits, but not for dicing. Now with this, I'm only going to add like maybe 3/4 of the chilies because I'm going to save the rest for the chili. So, yeah. Now it's time to add that butter. It's cooled off just enough to where it will not cook the egg, thank God, because I ran into enough bumps this whole episode. You don't even know. This was supposed to be cornbread originally, but that didn't happen. So here we are. And yeah, it's going to be real thick. It's going to be chunky. It's going to look like drop biscuit mix if you've ever made that. And I got these really fun molds from the guys over at Shockfest 2020. Thank you guys so much. These are really fun little skull molds. I kind of played around with them last night and I got super excited for today. So yeah, I got me a little tiny scooper. We're going to spray this first though, obviously. I don't think we need to. I just do it. It's just insurance, basically. It's not going to hurt the bread at all. And anyway, back to this little scooper. I don't know what size this scooper is, so please don't ask me. Yeah, so I think it took like a scoop and a half to fill each one of these little cavities. And I kind of gently pushed them down in there. I didn't want to like cram it in there and make it super dense. And I just, yeah, you'll see. Just like that. Look at that. Looks delicious. Not even done yet. So I've already set the oven to 350 and I'm going to let this sit for like 20 minutes. Hopefully I didn't overfill these and the top won't fly off and they get all nasty. So we'll do this and move on to the chili. Okay, veggie times. I always start with the veggies. I didn't have the large colored bell peppers, so I'm just going to use a bunch of the small, the mini bells, the mini sweet baby bells that are all different colors. I like those anyway. It kind of livens a dish for me. I wouldn't want just all green ones in there. I mean, nothing wrong with the green ones, but, you know, it kind of looks boring. You didn't see that. And I will just say, this was the rudest fucking onion I have ever cut in my entire life. Like, yeah. You may not see it. You may see it. There were tears falling off of my face. Like, I hated this onion so bad. I didn't even want to use the other half of it. I threw that bitch away. I was like, get out of my life. And some celery. Love celery. But yeah, I'm only making enough for my house tonight. I'm not making what the full recipe calls for. Because full recipe is like 10 quarts.
The second year in a row. This year, Drayton, you've got to tell the secret of that fabulously tasty chili.
No secret. It's the meat. Don't skimp on the meat. I got a real good eye for prime meat.
With that said, I went to the butcher and I got some prime cut meat. I got the Harris Ranch or whatever it's called. I don't know. Anyway, it's really fucking good. I love it. I got some of the Angus chuck going on and they sell it like cubed like this already. But since the pieces are so big, I'm just going to cut them down to like more bite-sized pieces. I hope Grandpa will be proud of this chili. Why is this so fucking long? Yeah, I didn't realize that I edited this to be so freaking long in this sequence, so yeah, I apologize for that. You guys get the point on how to cut meat, so yeah. Oh my god, why is this so long? Okay, and this bad boy right here is a top sirloin. Oh, I'm so glad I didn't have to use this whole thing for the chili because I got to put it in the crock pot the next night with some yummy veggies and some seasonings, and then I got it to shred really nice and be tender, and I put it on top of mashed potatoes and gravy. It was delicious. I loved it. But this chunk right here has a little bit too much fat on it for me, so I'm just gonna awkwardly trim it off because no one wants greasy ass chili. Oh my god, why were these sections so long? And why does the rest of that look so short? Okay, now we've got a pan on medium-high heat. We're going to add some oil to it. Just like that. That looks good. I like that. And then I'm going to add the chuck first and just kind of give it some color, give it some flavor, you know. Let these guys contribute to the dish instead of just being lazy fucking freeloaders in the pot. And of course we gotta use them black peppercorns. Actually, this one is like a tri-colored peppercorn. It's like pink, white, and black. But it's fucking delicious. And it really, I don't know, it tastes the best on beef, so it's the only thing I use it on. It's not very good on chicken or pork. So it's very much a beef enhancer. Praying to God the ADD doesn't kick in and I just go run off and do something else and leave this meat to burn. Just kidding. Maybe. Okay, a few minutes later. Can't even talk right today. Okay, so yeah, this is it's looking good. It's getting some, you know, some brown color, getting away from that nasty ass looking gray color, that's for sure. I probably should have dried the meat first or patted it down with some paper towels and it probably would have browned a little bit better. Whatever. So moving on, I'm gonna add a little bit more oil back to this pan and then I'm gonna throw that top sirloin in there and basically do the exact same thing. Aha, there we are. And now I get the other pot and I'm just gonna dump all the meat in there. This meat was like pretty lean, which is nice. Very, very nice. So just mostly got flavor. Didn't really get a lot of fat. Very, very nice. And now I'm just gonna introduce everybody to each other, you know. Let them get to know each other. And we're going to start adding in the liquids now. You can use a stout. You can use an ale if you want to. I'm going to be using beef broth and some cornstarch kind of before I add the broth in there. Just it kind of helps thicken up the chili because you're going to put a lot of like thin liquids in there first. So, my bad. We'll back up. Back up some more because these things are done and it's fucking hot. Oh, how does it look? Oh, hell yeah. This came out so awesome. so awesome and so hot, and they smell so good. I smell the onion and the cheese and the peppers. Yes, this, come on. Shit, that is hot. Oh my gosh. Okay, so a tiny bit too much in the mold, but that's okay because I can take a paring knife and trim the edges on it before I serve these so that they look all nice and clean and neat. Oh, they smell good. I need to see what the inside looks like. Oh yeah. Not dense. They're springy, so that's nice. Oh my gosh, though, it slightly reminds me of the Cheddar Bay biscuits from Red Lobster, but without like a lot of garlic and butter. I think I'll have to do the next batch with garlic and butter or a dipping sauce or something, but those are good. So back to the chili. Okay, so now we're gonna go back into what I was talking about before, because I like to get ahead of myself, and we're gonna start adding liquids and everything to it now. So like I said, you can use a stout, you can use a dark ale, chicken broth, and that's what I'm using is chicken broth because we don't really drink in my house anymore. And 14 ounces of fire roasted diced tomatoes, some tomato sauce, unsalted, because you're gonna add your own. And yeah, these chunks of tomatoes were kind of too big for my boyfriend, so I decided to like chop up all pieces real quick. And then I let this sit for a little while, and I'm gonna start adding my other seasonings. Some onion, some garlic, some oregano, yes, I know this is crazy.